Creating a Drush Make file isn't too complicated, but there are some tools that can help us move through that process a bit faster and make sure we don't miss something along the way. The first is to use the generate makefile command in order to take an existing site and generate a makefile that's based off of it. So let's go ahead and do that with the development site that we've been working on up until this point. So I'm going to jump back to the command line, and let's make sure that we're in the main directory of our Drupal development site. And we're just going to put in drush generate-makefile, that's the command. And then we're setting the location and the name of the makefile. So we're setting it to be up one level in our file system, and we're going to call it loc.getsite.com.make. And I'm going to hit enter. As the command ran, we got information about each project as it got added to the makefile. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the file system, and we'll take a look at our .make file. I'm going to open it up in my editor. And now this is going to look very similar to the previous make files that we looked at. We have our core version, which it automatically detected as 7. It's setting the Drush Make API to version 2. And here it begins adding projects. The first is the Drupal project, and it's specifying 7.8 as the specific version for this site. Now, one benefit of a makefile is that you can download the latest version of modules or of Drupal as part of the build process. And if we specify the very specific version of Drupal or of a module or theme that we want to download, then we bypass that benefit. So we may want to change this to be what it was like in our example makefile, where we simply added projects equals Drupal, and it will automatically sense the latest best version to use for this particular core version. So if we copy that and paste it here, to replace our Drupal version, we'll automatically download the latest version. Now for every subsequent module that gets added to this makefile, it also specifies the specific version to be added. And for some modules this might be appropriate, but for many of them we want to remove this altogether in order to make sure that we're going to download the latest version. So we can continue to remove these all the way down. Now if we scroll down here, we see that there's some information listed about our custom modules. Now these aren't standard modules, so they're not going to be found on Drupal.org. So we have to be a bit more specific about these, namely where we're going to download this from when we actually build our Drupal site, and what type of download it's going to be. Now for many projects, we're not going to need these custom modules because they're site specific. But if you do have specific modules that you're going to use across multiple sites, you may want to set up a special Git repository for each one and point to the download for the tarball in this URL. Alternately, you can point to the URL of the Git project in order to clone it directly into the project. Also, if there are any patches that should be applied to core Drupal or to any of the modules or themes that get included, you may want to add these to the makefile as well, just like we did in our previous example here.